I'm catching my breath near the waterfall. Oh gosh, I can't even speak. The problem with getting all of that vegetable stuff that didn't agree with me out of my system, I did it, you know, naturally. I didn't try to force it out. But still, it left me with nothing. So now I'm anemic and I feel like I'm going to pass out. Despite all the jerky and stuff I ate yesterday. Believe me, I don't want, no one would choose this. If I could eat vegetables, if I could eat bread, I would do so because it would prevent me from things like this. In a normal day, it's fine. But on top of that, you know, I tried to eat vegetables which my body cannot tolerate. It literally cannot tolerate it. Drinking water, you have to hold your breath to drink water. And I feel like I'm going to pass out when I do that. I'm having trouble walking, you know, much distance. That's why I took a break at the waterfall. It's raining right now too, which is just even more energy that helps me. Cleansing energy and healing energy of rain is really powerful. People don't realise also the power of just peppermint. I mean, how powerful peppermint is. You know, I put some peppermint. Someone's making sure I'm going to stay awake today. I put some peppermint oil on me, and even just peppermint leaves, you eat that, it oxygenates the blood. And when you're anemic, you know, that's one thing that actually helps to oxygenate the blood. I also ate this morning air-dried jerky, which is the jerky that's got, there he goes again, jerky that's got, mind the rooster, the highest iron content usually is the one that has been air-dried and not actually cooked. Now, technically it has been cooked on probably a really low temperature, but you know, it's like the more sanitary version of the really olden way where they would dry age stuff in Africa. They call it biltong, but it's not dry aged, it's actually like really rapidly dried. Nowadays they don't do it with the sun, at least not, you know, here. They don't do it with the sun, they do it with technology. Mind. Really the biggest thing is not walking around in, you know, exertion at all. It's the lack of breath. So like I said, if I have to hold my breath to drink water, that is what bothers me the most. That's when I really feel like I'm going to pass out, when I can't continuously breathe. I mean, that is just how anemic I am right now. Luckily though, something just came, something I didn't expect, something that wasn't supposed to come till tomorrow. And yesterday I was feeling like this a little bit, but today I've been feeling like this so badly that honestly I think, I mean, I probably could suffice with jerky, but it's better if potentially this is actually fresh. You never know until you smell it, and then you start cooking it and smell it again just to make sure. But especially now with supply chain issues, a lot of times it's not fresh, but if it ends up being fresh. I have shanks, yes, finally shanks. I don't care what kind of shanks they are, but especially if it's red meat shank. Red meat shank has got a lot of iron in it. I tell people, this is really, you know, not what I want. It's not what, why would anyone? Why would, unless you're, you know, anorexic or something, which, I mean, can you see the double chin? I'm not anorexic. Unless you're anorexic or something, why would anyone choose this? You know, if I could eat other things, and I could find other things, doesn't care what it would be, if I could find anything, even if it's something I didn't like the taste of that much, if I could find anything that would prevent me from getting this bad off, I would. And this is a result from me trying to find something. It's exactly the result of me trying to find something that I knew I probably couldn't eat. All the little bit of nutrition I was able to get from the jerky, which was preventing me from getting anemic, all that went away in a day and a half. I had nothing left, and I had nothing reserved left, so now I'm anemic. But had I not done that, had I actually, you know, just stuck with the jerky and nothing else, I would not be anemic right now, probably. I might be very, very slightly, maybe. But, you know, I've never had this much trouble. In fact, it surprised me, because I didn't think that, you know, that would be that extensive, you know, just something that doesn't agree with you. You know, I thought I had more reserves in me to be able to go through something like that and not have this. You know, because on a normal day, no one would get anemic from that. So that tells me that I had nothing extra at all in me. And that everything I put in me, you know, has to stay, basically. And so I can't chance it anymore. I cannot chance it with something that I know I probably am not going to be able to digest. This happened last time. Exact same thing. This one smells like fish after you cook it, which means it's either aged or not good to eat. Probably aged. The other one smells fine. The other one, I actually separated them in the pan as soon as I smelled it. So the other one I'm going to finish cooking after I clean the pan. And I guess this one's going to go to scavengers because I can't eat that. Like I was saying in other videos, I can't even tolerate anything that's been aged or fermented. So, which, you know, my animal side would never eat anything that was aged. So that kind of makes sense. It's a strict predator. It doesn't ever scavenge. They come in a pack of 2, so you might as well, you know, open it up and just cook both. And if you have to save one for later, at least you got it pre-cooked. So I actually decided to finish it by braising. Might have gotten a bit overdone, but since it was sitting beside that other one, I'd rather it be a little overdone than have bacteria or something remain on it. It actually smells okay, this one does. Finally that shank's starting to kick in, and I don't feel faint anymore. That was really quick. Wow. I actually feel energized actually now. Not faint, but like tons of energy. So yep, that's what it was. It's a blessing in disguise. You know, in paganism we always say that everything happens for a reason, even the bad things. Even the bad things are meant to teach us something. You know, for example, this is who I am. I can't help that. But I wasted 30 plus years of my life being somebody I wasn't, because I was abused and I wasn't allowed to be myself. And I wasn't allowed to explore that animal half of me, ever. And anytime I did, I was reprimanded severely. Even my actual soul, like who I am and what I like and don't like, I wasn't even allowed to be that. I'm what they call a dark protector. Dark and light's never good or bad. It just means night versus day, sun versus moon. Okay, and you know, I was trying to be a sun, something of sun energy, and you know, dark and light, pure dark and pure light hate each other. And I was trying to be what I hated, just so that they'd leave me alone. So I spent that much time, you know, being something I wasn't, that I said, I do not care the consequences. Whatever happens, I want to be what I really am, not this shell of something I'm not, that I never really was. It started tainting me, it did. It started tainting the rest of me, making me something I wasn't. And, you know, I would take the burden of this any day. Any day. I would take passing out. I would take, if I hadn't gotten that a day early, I would have taken, you know, if I hadn't gotten it at all, I would have taken many more months, if I had to, of this kind of stuff. You know, I would, if I had to be better in, because the way I really am is all I want. That's all I want at this point, is to be me. And whatever that is, I'm okay with it. I do think though that everything happens in the right time. You know, in paganism we believe that everything happens at the right time. It's like clockwork. It's the universe, you know, answering you. And I think that's why it came a day early. I had no idea it was going to be this bad today. And I had no idea whether or not anything I would open would be fresh. So I think, you know, getting that a day early is, and the fact that, you know, what it's been, whether it's water sources or food sources, one thing, one place, one resource. And sometimes these resources change up, but at a given time, there's only one resource that I can find that's safe to eat, you know, or safe to drink. And when you live day to day like that, in a life where, you know, it's very much life or death, you know, you're already were grateful in the beginning, but when you live like this, the amount of gratitude is just, it's unimaginable how immense and massive it is when you have to live like this. You know, you're just literally just one hair away from having nothing. But as long as you have something, you still have a chance to live your life and make your life count for something.